And welcome again to the Darren Green Show, your one-stop shop for celebrity gossip, news, and music, pop culture, and the latest gab on social media. Be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel by now, girl, what are we doing? Subscribe to that DM channel. For the audio listeners, hey, be sure to leave a rate and review, and we love those and all that good stuff. Now, there's a couple of things I need to get into before I get into the things, and there's a lot of things, okay, that we need to get into today. Sorry for the non-episode last Monday. I did say I was going to do an episode, but I didn't feel like making an episode, and I'm not feeling bad about that. You got to focus on your mental health, and things just was not right that weekend, and I just didn't like some things that had conspired. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to reserve myself because I don't want to give y'all not a good side of me. So I was like, girl, I'm not going to do no show, and that's okay. We're going to reflect. I actually wasn't going to do a show for the rest of the year. I'm still doing that. Let me explain. I was just going to stop doing the show until sometime in January or whatever, which we're still going to do. But I wanted to send y'all off with a last episode of the year, get my hot topics on a lot of old topics, new topics, and topics that I really didn't get to because I really wasn't on social media all week. I literally used my phone for calling people and other situations. But other than that, I put the social media down. I have not been commenting. Now I'm starting to comment and engage and all this other stuff now. But I just had to take that break. And it's also, girl, it was Thanksgiving week. Okay, so that was a big to do. Had to get the turkey together, had to get all this other stuff that I had to buy. And then I was working in between of that. Like, when I tell you, ever since graduating college, child, the fact that, we used to, this is life, this is what happens when you grow up. But when it was around the holidays, we had weeks off. So I'm just not used to the whole working while we doing the holiday season. I had to go to work right after Thanksgiving. I didn't get Black Friday off and stuff. It's weird. I had the weekend off, so I'm content with that. So yeah, I was focusing on that. What else did I want to talk about on here? So like I said, this is going to be the last episode of the year. I want to really work on this show. I'm always trying to see what's the next level and what's the next thing that I'm going to do with this show and how I'm going to change it, how I'm going to alter it and all this type of stuff. So I just need time to think, and I'm going to come back in January. Might be the first week of January, might be mid-January, might be the end of January, but I will be back on January, okay? I will be back. But I have to take this break because I worked all year. Let me tell you something. This is a job. Even though I didn't make that much this year, which it's whatever. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this for the conversation, for the podcast, for you guys, the community. But I just felt like I've just been working. I've been doing this show nonstop. And I think I need this month break to just really reflect on what worked, what doesn't work, what I need to try next year, what I don't need to try, how I'm going to do topics and get more, read more. I've been reading my books and stuff like that since I've not been on social media. A lot of my books that help me with communicating, and because I still feel like there's always room to grow for me as a communicator, as a podcaster, whatever you want to call me, a content creator. So yeah, I'm just going to use this month in summer January to really focus in and hone in really on what I want to do and what change I want to see in this podcast. And hopefully you guys will stick around. If you gotta go, don't let what's the saying, child? Don't let the Lord hit you with the good Lord. I don't know how to say, child. I'm bad with quotes. Don't let the door hit you while the good Lord split you. I don't know, child. So yeah, that's what's happening there. I did want to talk about this because I said I was going to talk about it on the last episode, but we didn't do a last episode. So I saw Wicked, and there's still some news to come. Wicked is very much a relevant topic right now. I'm actually glad I waited a week to talk about this because look at the reception that this movie has got now. They're saying that Wicked is now the highest grossing Broadway musical adaptation ever at a domestic box office. It made, I believe, $200 million domestically, and globally it's made over $400 million. And this is in the span of 10 days since it's been released. That deserved a bomb. Okay. Shout out to my girl Cynthia Erivo. Shout out to Ariana Grande. Both collectively, y'all, because look, I ain't gonna get emotional. But I ain't gonna lie, when I watched some of the scenes in there, it did get me, like, I wasn't crying, but I was getting teary-eyed, okay? Definitely the first opening act with No One Mourns the Wicked. I love that song. So I don't know why I love that song, but I just love Ariana Grande's just like version. Because it's not like the original. And I don't know if it's gonna sound like the original, the original actors or the Broadway musical players that did it, but they brought their own spice to it, which was good. And I think we need, if we're going to revamp things, if we're going to change things, let's try to focus on making it into your own and not trying to copy off of what was done before and singing the same way. Like, it's almost like copy and paste. This is karaoke. This was very much, some of the songs on this musical I thought was originally original songs. I'm like, I don't remember hearing this at the play, and I just saw that play. Like, literally a year ago, I went to see Wicked. The fact that they made it their own. Popular was another one that's one of my favorites. That's a staple. I was like, Ariana Grande has to do this correctly. She has to do this right. And she did not disappoint at all. I believe they said that they performed a lot of this stuff live. They performed it live. It wasn't like a pre-recorded, and you know how they do music videos when they be lip syncing and stuff like that. Like, they were actually performing and singing as they were taping, which was actually interesting. I was a little worried about it at first, but the way it came out, it was really good. The final song of the movie, which I feel is like my end of Wicked, because I'm going to see about part 2. I don't have any expectations for part 2 because I really didn't care about Act 2 when I went to the Broadway musical, because I feel like it was all over the place. It was going into the backstory of the Wizard of Oz, and I was just like, I feel like they're going to change it. The only way that's going to be like cohesive is if they change Act 2 entirely. But that's already taped and ready to actually come out next year. So we'll see what that gives. But I don't have any high expectations for Act 2. But the way she ended, Cynthia, defying gravity. When I tell you I was in that theater, okay? And mind you, it was fully packed too. Ain't nobody was singing, thank God. Whew, thank the Lord. Nobody was singing. But when I tell you, I just did not, that, like, literally, I was scalped, literally. I don't want to get too much into it. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything. I want you guys to watch it. I thought this was also funny too, because now this is coming out, and look, just listen to this, child.
The interpretation of this, but I should have known it's Hollyweird. I should have known they'd try to make it woke in the ways that they could think of. Let's just start with the fact that they have Ariana Grande, who is obviously a Hispanic woman, playing the part of a ditzy blonde white really villain when it comes right down to it. And for this particular movie, the racism and the racial appropriation, I just thought was offensive, frankly.
The racism and the racial appropriation, child. She said, just because their last name is Grande, that means that you one of them, honey. You Hispanic. Girl, Ariana Grande is a whole Italian woman. We see how y'all treat your own, child. Y'all, in history, y'all definitely treated the Italians just like everybody else that was othered. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of conversations like that. Look, here's the thing. I think that when something that was like, Wicked has a very niche fan base. It was never, no one knew about Wicked. That's why a lot of people are going into the theaters and saying, oh my God, my kids were watching this, and this is witchcraft. And mind you, half of them will watch Wizard of Oz every year, Halloween and Thanksgiving season. Y'all watching Wizard of Oz. Mind you, it has to do with witches. Okay, the good witch and the bad witch. Okay, so I don't understand. I have family members, child. Let's be very clear, that will sit there and talk about witchcraft. I know they won't watch Wicked, but I bet you they're gonna watch The Wizard of Oz. It don't make any sense. And I think that because this is such a niche, like Wicked has such a niche fan base, that no one really knew about this until they said, oh, we're making a movie about the actual musical. And because it comes to a point, it's like, what do you expect? This is what this is about. This is about the good witch and the bad witch, okay? This is about Glinda and freaking Ephabel, okay? These are two witches. What's not clicking? Because people are saying, oh my God, the witchcraft imagery and all this other stuff. Now, this clip that I showed you about the newscast, I don't even know where that even came from, child. But of course, the MAGA side of everything is going to always say, oh, this is woke and it's that and the third. Look, here's the thing. Could we not, because can everything not be so political? We can't just enjoy just a movie. They saying, oh, it's woke because because Ethel was originally casted by a white person. Now there's a black person playing her. Okay, the girl is actually green. Okay, she ain't none of y'all. She could be anybody. Anybody can put on the makeup and be Ethel, but it just so happened to be Cynthia Erivo. Okay, get over yourselves. I think we're so political to the point where, and this episode is going to be we're deading a lot of things in 2024. I'm not going to be too political on things. It's because it really bogs down the mind. It really makes people, it separates people. It makes people upset. It makes people angry and just do things that they wouldn't normally do. But I don't know. It's weird. And I feel like people should just enjoy the movie for what it is. It was a good movie. It was a great movie. I would say probably this takes I would say highest grossing if you want to, because I don't see any other movie that came out this year that really did the numbers that Wicked is doing. Surprisingly enough, I'm not saying I think that this movie was going to flop, but I definitely thought that this movie was not going to be as big. I think some Oscars are in order, and I can't wait to see the outcome of that. But shout out to them. Shout out to the people, okay, that was involved in this, all right? And I had a good time. I had a really good time. Listen, I watched it with my mom. She was mad at me, child, because I went to the musical and I ain't take her. So she was like, you're taking me to the movie. I'm like, okay, all right. We gonna go to the movies. But yeah, I had a good time with that show. But anyway, we 13 minutes in, child. I can be a little bit more loose this time because I don't know if I'm coming back to the radio. Because, girl, the DAG system is still down. I'm looking at their app. I'm like, girl, what's going on, girl? Look. Like I said, a lot of things are going to be deaded in 2025. I keep on saying 2024. We're going into 2025, okay? A lot of things is going to be deaded. Speaking of things that's going to be deaded and needs to be deaded and actually needs to, like, cease of talking about, and I know, oh, yeah, I'm hypocritical because I'm talking about it right now, but this will be the last time on this show, on this platform, that I'll be talking about this motherfucker right here. Okay, for the audio listeners, I'm talking about Myron, or how I like to say, Myron Gaines, from the Fresh and Fit podcast. That was a topic that was going on this week. Actually, he's been talking a lot, just on social media in general, like on Twitter. It was diarrhea of the mouth. Let's get into it. I really was trying to avoid this discourse, but honestly, I'm going to say my piece and I'm going to be done with it, okay? We have to leave people where they are. And just accept that a lot of people, especially right now in this climate, and, you know, who we're about to get in office, we're about to get the person who shall not be named and will never be named again on the show, is about to go into office. And, you know, this is rallying people to just, you know, come out and just say the most awful, god-awful things that they could possibly say, because they have the balls now to really spew this. And this person, Myron, I should say, he went on a whole rant on Twitter the other day, actually all week, all month, actually, all the month of November. Goodness gracious, it's the month of Thanksgiving. We're supposed to be putting a hollering about that, but you want to get on some shit and put on a dang KKK uniform, and I don't even... It's crazy. It was wild. He went from tweeting at LeBron James, calling him the N-word, telling him to shut up and dribble, to him basically caping for the Nazi movement, talking about how he loves Hitler, being anti-Semitic, homophobic, racist, fatphobic, and of course misogynistic. I'm trying to get everything together. Calling girls the N-word, using the hard R. Surprisingly enough, black people are collectively dragging him. Now, when I say black people, black women have been dragging him and his little co-host. Do I have his co-host, that dang African, on that dang? No, I don't. But he has a co-host, y'all. I'm pretty sure if you know who Fresh and Fit podcast, he got a co-host that's, I believe, is African or whatever, and he be caping for him as well. He's been silent. This one is the one that's been talking. He's been going off on Twitter. Okay. Now, he's been dragging black women for years. His whole thing, if you guys don't know, this is like the red pill movement. This people that are very, like, a lot of them are conservative. A lot of them, they prey on the incel men to try to, like, empower them to be just like how he is. He invites sex workers to his show, offers them money to get on the show so they can get them drunk. And obviously they'll say some stupid shit. He'll curse him out, kick him out. That's the shtick of his show. Once you have a shtick, it's pretty much how the show is always going to be ran. He invites these girls on here, and these girls have OF pages, which a lot of people's like, oh my God, like, why do these women go on these shows and do all this other stuff? Oh my God, that was loud. Knowing that they're going to get cursed out and kicked out and all this other stuff. At the end of the day, he has a really big platform. He gets millions of views. I don't know what the views are now, because he had to downsize because YouTube demonetized him. So he went to Rumble, and Rumble ain't where it needs to be right now. Okay. So I think that they get on the show, it's a big promotion to what they got going on. I don't blame the women that get on there. I'd be looking at some of the clips on there and the way he be cursing y'all out, especially the black women. We have to talk about that. This was actually recent. He had a black woman on, and they were talking about an array of things. They was talking about the election and all this other stuff. And he cursed her out. He ended up kicking her out. And as she was getting kicked out and walking to the elevator to actually leave, like, there was some of his goons, and not his boy goons, but the girl goons, because he got goons, child, was jumping her and was fighting her. It was 2v1. And then they caught it all on camera. He calling her the hard R, the N-word with the hard. It was a whole mess. That pissed me off watching him. And it was pretty much crickets, really, when that happened. There was people on Twitter that were saying stuff, and there's always going to be people that's going to say stuff on Twitter. But it was pretty much crickets. And now we're starting to see the entire black community, like, basically drag him, and which I thought was very disingenuous, because he's been dragging black women for about 4 years now, since this show, this podcast. I hate to say the word podcast, because that's just, to say that's so loosely to a show like that, that's not a podcast. I don't care what nobody says. A podcast is easy listening. A podcast is like that phone conversation that everybody is in on or whatever. It's like, it's comfort watch. Nothing is comforting about the Fresh and Fit podcast. Okay, he is screaming at the microphone. He is cursing people out. There's just it's chaos. They got to call it something else, because y'all be giving the podcasters a bad name, okay? They have got to call it something else. But what was my initial point, child? Because I done lost my train of thought talking about this. A lot of black people and black men, straight black men, presumably, are dragging Myron because now, not only is he talking about black women, but he's also talking about black men. He's talking about black people in general. Okay, we're talking about, you on the system, all the stereotypes that they like to give black men in general. Like, he's been doing this on Twitter. I don't know. He's going on live on Twitter. I've seen some clips. I can't watch more than 3 seconds, because he's basically using all the types of slurs that he can find. He is basically the whole, black people are lazy. You live in the system. You live in the projects. You ain't got your fatherless, and all this other type of mumbo jumbo chat. And I guess that's what's really pissing off black men. And I'm actually seeing them on TikTok and all these other platforms, like, basically clowning him and saying that he wasn't shit. And I'm just like, oh, now y'all see. Now when y'all are the butt of the joke, see, now it's a problem. And like I said, I find that so disingenuous, because it's just, girl, like, he been was saying stuff. If he's talking crap about black women, what do you think? Did he think about y'all? And you know how that co-host, the African co-host, very silent. He's not saying nothing. Nothing at all. He's looking at this. You're crazy. You are about to destroy a platform that y'all created. First of all, y'all got demonetized on YouTube, so y'all not really making the cash. Y'all not making the income like y'all did before, because they raked in lots of money when they were monetized on YouTube. YouTube said, no, you ain't doing this. You not doing this on our platform. You got demonetized and got on Rumble. Rumble is where all the conservatives go. That's where all the red pill people go. It ain't getting them nowhere, because it's the same way that Blue Sky is, right? The same way that Fandom, or those new apps that people go on to be a content creator. Like, it's not rivaling a YouTube that's been around for a lot. YouTube is old money. You make money on YouTube, you make good money. If you're making money on YouTube, you're making good money. If you got the views and all this other stuff attached to it as well. And I'm pretty sure he got other finances, other endeavors, or whatever the case is. He's probably getting paid by some Republicans, or whatever the case is, child, to spew whatever type of hate that he like to spew. But this is really the end of the whole red pill era, like the era of, what's the word that I was looking for? I was like rage baiting, and because clearly, I think he lost the plot because originally it was like, okay, you were this source of, you were giving this guidance to men to how to navigate in the dating space and how to upgrade your life and this other stuff. It really just turned into you just punching down on just women and people that you feel like is beneath you. Like he was saying stuff about the immigrants. Oh my God, these immigrants need to get out here talking about Indians and taking over people's jobs and they all are going to get deported. Like I said, because of the person that's about to get into office, I think that it is giving people, and the fact that he really does, like this Myron guy, he has nothing to lose. He's not getting anything from any social media app. I think that and he can say whatever he wants on Twitter because Elon Musk allows it. You can say anything on Twitter. So I think that he's just, you know what, if you want to call me this alt-right, like extremist, I'm going to show you that. And I want to hold your hand when I say this, like, where do you think that's getting you? Where do you think that's getting you? Because I would say even some conservatives are probably like looking at him, oh yeah, he's gone too far off the deep end. Like you're not that palatable no more. And that's why I say we need to leave certain people in 2025. Like we need to, and I know we say this every year, like every time the year about everybody, leave this. We need to really leave this person in 2025. This is who he is. This is who he always was. And this is who he's going to always be. If you like him, if you think that he is what's right in this social media space, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I don't ever want to hear about this man again. Honestly. That was just something that I was hearing about this week that I was just like, girl, that is trash. Speaking of trash, let's talk about Drake. Because girl, where do we start? Honestly, where do we start? Okay, let me just get this all out the way. Let me get what I want to say. Let me get the actual news notes out the way, right? Okay. According to new court documents, okay, Drake has lawyered up and is coming for Universal Music Group and Spotify, accusing them of running a shady scheme to gas up Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. So here is the tea, okay? Drake's company, Frozen Moments LLC, filed paperwork on Monday, November 25th in Manhattan court, claiming that UGM was out using bots, payola, and other trickery to blow up Kendrick's song. The track came from Drake's neck in their ongoing feud, and now he's saying that the boost wasn't organic. I don't understand why he even thinks that, because I know I streamed that song about a girl. Kendrick got over 100,000 streams from me. And 100,000 streams from other people as well. Because I played that song for dear life. Okay, let's be very clear. And especially for, my lights, girl. I don't know what's going on with that. Now, Drake's lawyers say that he wasn't trying to let the streets decide. They rigged the game. Your lawyer's talking like that? Okay. They slapped them with accusations under the RICO Act, plus hit them with claims of false advertising and shady business practices in the New York law. Here is the thing. Okay, Drake has been signed to UMG his whole career, starting with Lil Wayne, Young Money, and now directly with Republic Records. Meanwhile, Kendrick's also been under UMG with TDE and his new company. So this lawsuit is like family drama. That's what they saying, child. Now, UMG made a response. Now, they said that UMG says that they can't help what music the fans decide to listen to, okay? The suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotion campaigns. No amount of contrived or absurd legal arguments in a pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music that they want to hear. Now they're saying that Drake is doing all of this because he essentially wants like Kendrick to not be able to perform at the Super Bowl. Here's my thing with that situation. Drake is he is one of the most insufferable rappers in the conception of rap. Like in 50 years, somebody said this in the comments too, and I just want to highlight that. Never in 50 years of hip hop do we see someone take legal action because of a rap beef. Now, here's the thing, because a lot of people are talking like, okay, he called him the P word, the pedo. He made claims like that. We know that, Drake, you made claims that he's a domestic abuser. You said things as well, but somebody calls you the pedo, I think that's kind of, it's damning to your career, of course. Him saying that, him potentially performing that song at the Super Bowl, that just looks bad on Drake. Like, now a lot of people are going to be looking at Drake like, why is he calling him this? We have to do research, and that's when people start to find shit, okay? I think that this is corny. I think that this is, a lot of people saying, well, he's a businessman, like he's protecting his image, and that's just what you do. Yeah, but it's weird. It also says a lot about, if you know all this stuff, if you know that they're using payola, and this is something, you're under this music group, and you have information and you have the know-how of this company essentially buying bots or buying payola. If you know that, what makes you think that they weren't doing that for you? And if this does go to court, I want them to clock his T. Because let's be very clear, every time you drop something, you're on every playlist, you're on every DSP, like you are on the top of every promotions. So my thing is this, if they was using payola, you don't think they do that for you? You're under the same team. And you've been under it for years, and they pushed your stuff out. You've been in playlists that didn't even make sense. R&B soul. What? I think it's weird. And I definitely feel like they're going to clock your T. Like, they're not, look, you're coming for a whole music group. Now, I'm pretty sure he has the money. And that's basically what's going to get him some type of a case here. But I don't see what it's going to do. Even if you do win and he doesn't get to perform, not like us, like the damage is already done too. Like, we know about you. Like, you told on yourself with your response song when you brought up Millie Bobby Brown, and Millie Bobby Brown wasn't even brought up at all until you brought her up. Why did you bring her up? You know, so it's just, it's the damage is already done. And the fact that you're trying to sue the label or sue the music group and not actually sue the person that said it, like, it's got, like, it is definitely weird. It's riddled in white privilege because you ain't hearing all the way. Ugh. That white side talking, honey, that's talking and speaking really apparent. I thought that was so corny. I thought it was trash. It makes you just like, you look like a punk. And it's like, get in this, do like what Lil Wayne doing. Because I heard Lil Wayne getting in the studio after what he heard on Kendrick's new album. I heard he get your ass in the studio. Look, it's Young Money versus Kendrick. That's what it's looking. That is exactly what it's looking like. But to take legal action and to take it to the courts. Now, here's the thing. Does he have a case? There isn't evidence that proves that he is a pedo. Because what I'm thinking is that he's going to have to prove that he is actually not what Kendrick Lamar said that he is. There isn't enough evidence. There's nobody coming out saying that, oh my God, Drake touched me as a child or whatever the case is. We have this weird relationship that he had with Millie Bobby Brown when she was a child, to somebody that was on his stage that he was acting weird around, that was an underage girl. Like, little stuff like that. It's not like enough, not like a Diddy or like a R. Kelly or anything like that. So I think that if you think about it, he possibly could have a case. He's going to sue this big media conglomerate though, which is going to be very difficult to do because Universal Music Group has been around for millennia. Okay. When we think about like the music industry. So this is going to be a pretty penny and something that he's going to look at. Oh, I took on my own company that I'm under and blah. But also, you doing this, don't ever expect them to push your shit out. You want to play that martyr act, they're going to treat you like Nicki. Look, and I'm not, because look, Nicki get her streams. I ain't saying, I'm not saying that Nicki does not get the numbers that she's getting, but I'm telling you right now, like, they're going to blackball him like they blackballed her. And let's be clear, Nicki is blackballed. I think that she shouldn't be blackballed. I believe that you could be however you want to be and still be able to navigate in the spaces that you want to navigate and not be blackballed or considered like difficult, but you are actually coming for your own company that you're under. Like, I don't see how that makes it. Obviously, so music is just done for you. So you're done with music because we ain't gonna be doing nothing else. They're not gonna be placing your music in all the DSPs, all the playlists and all that other stuff anymore. Because now you're outing them. And that is true though, what they said. Like, people, you can't make nobody famous. You can't make no song a hit. There are ways to, okay, you put this music on radio, you get the radio play, you put it on playlists and stuff like that. At the end of the day, people listen to this song. Real people. It was a catchy song. Not only was it catchy, but like he was getting that ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, people was like listening to it over and over again so they can get the lyrics. Like, it was a natural hit. You know? Yours just didn't hit. And I think that had it been the other way around, I don't think he would have sued. I think he's only doing this because he lost. Like, he lost the battle. And the fact that, like, you know, the Aubrey's Angels, oh my goodness, oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar, he made his whole career. He rejuvenated his career using a beef to do it. I'm like, yeah, that's how beefs work. You know? That's a rollout. Everybody does it. Literally everybody does it. I'm not like when Drake and Meek was beefing, I want to say Drake dropped a record. Like, he dropped a project after that. And that's when he won. Like, he won that beef with Meek. You know how this works. So now that it's like you're on the back end of it, now you want to pull strings and try to take the legal route out of it. It's pathetic. And it says a lot about your character. It says a lot about you as a rapper. You're an actor. I don't even consider him a rapper. Like, he's an entertainer. Like they used to say about Cardi. Girl, you're an entertainer. You ain't rap. Because at the end of the day, who does that? Who literally does that? And I've talked to people that said what he said was really bad. Yes. Did you not hear like that Tupac record back in the day when he was making fun of people that got sickle cell and stuff? Like, that is rap. That's the sport of rap. Even when we go to the Nicki and Meg thing, even though I don't like people talking about people dead relatives, that's up for grabs when you beefing with somebody. Megan said Megan's Law too. The people from Megan Kenkel or whatever her name is, they didn't like that. Rap gets like that. It get disrespectful. That's the name of the game. But what can I say, child? Drake is a multimillionaire. He's going to buy his way out of this situation, and eventually they're going to be like, people will be revisionist historians and be like, oh my God, Drake really won that. He really did that, this, that, and the third. People, it's all about perception. But anyway, let's move on. That's another person I want to leave in 2025. That's another person. I might still make Drake topics, but girl, you don't do it for me, child. Girl, it's not giving. Anyway, speaking about things that's just not giving. Now, I was supposed to talk about this last time. Now, I'm talking about the whole Hugo Alamonte and freaking Khalid situation, the outing. Okay. Girl, he done came out with a damn message, child, telling how he's so sorry. He's so sorry. I'm going to read it. But as previously reported a few days ago, the model and content creator hopped on his social media platform and publicly criticized an ex that he claimed had lied and accused him of breaking into his home. Instead of naming his former partner, he referred to him as a dumbass singer. Now, shortly after, he shared an internet-breaking selfie with Khalid, confirming the identity of this singer that he was talking about, right? And in some quotes, he said he lied and said that I broke into his house because I didn't want him. In the same breath, Hugo referred to Khalid as ugly. Okay. Now, an online uproar prompted the artist to actually respond. And we got that video. I'm not going to play the video because, do I have it? No, I don't have it. I'm not reading all that. Let's be very clear. I know y'all seeing that on the thing. I'm not reading all that, but I know that a lot of people was dragging him gay Twitter. Surprisingly enough, because I'm going to be honest and I'm going to just say what I need to say here. I feel like gay Twitter is very much mean girl culture, very much mean girls. Regina George. I But I think that people just love Khalid. Like Khalid is he's a chill artist and doesn't really bother nobody. So I think that people got respect for Khalid. So whatever. But to see this man out him and call him ugly after like you literally dated him. So I don't see how people are dating people that they find ugly. I don't do that. I don't expect anybody to do that unless they have something that the ugly person has something that they want. And that's basically what it was here. We know that this is a failed actor. We know that this is not a failed actor, a failed artist. But he looks good. So he's going to go out and walk the walk, talk the talk. He's going to go out with the people that he deems probably as insecure, that probably can't find a man or whatever the case is, or want something sweet and savory and hot. And he'll use that to his advantage while looking back, like you outed him for no reason. You probably did steal some shit from him. Looking back. Anyway, he made a message or whatever. I'm going to read this first slide. I'm not reading all that other stuff. He made a whole goddamn 3-tiered 15-page essay. I'm not doing all that. That sounds narcissistic. Now, you can tell you're a narcissist because only narcissists do this. Now, basically, he said, "Hi, everybody. I've been reflecting deeply on everything that's happened, and it's time to speak up. Okay, I've seen the comments and the backlash and the disappointment. I understand why people are upset, and I take full responsibility for my actions. I made a mistake. I outed somebody that was wrong. No matter the circumstances, it wasn't my place to reveal something so personal. For that, I truly am sorry. But I need you to hear the full story because what led to that moment was years of emotional abuse, manipulation, relentless lies, and that took a toll on my mental health in ways I never imagined. Let me start from the beginning." And we're going to stop here because I don't care. I don't like that whole, "I apologize, but you guys got," no. Because your story is tainted. If you wanted, you should have came in with this story. I don't even care what the story even was. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Wait, he said, because I am intrigued now. He said, "A few years ago, I met this person at a party in LA. I wasn't part of the celebrity scene." Lies, because we know that you dated freaking Denzel Dion, probably likely the same reason that you dated him for. Anyway, I was there with my friend, and that friend introduced us. At the time, I didn't know who they were or what their public image was. Bullshit. 2 months later, they reached out to me on Twitter saying that they loved my energy and wanted to get to know me better. I was flattered and curious, but they told me that they had been watching me for a while, even bookmarking my photos, but they were waiting to contact me because they were involved with someone else at the time. Okay, messy. Girl, this is kind of, okay, wait a minute. That should have raised some alarms, and it did, but I brushed it off, wanting to believe that this was a genuine connection. I focused on building a friendship. If you know me, you know I've never used anyone for money, fame, influence, lies. I've always built my life independently. Honey, you ain't independent at all, honey. Oh, girl. Silly rabbit. As it went on, this person became more consistent, messaging me every day, building trust, and eventually opening up about their past. They had shared how someone they love had stolen $100,000 from them, a person they were never in a relationship with, but he had a falling for. I was shocked. How could someone not see they were being used? Oh. Okay, so he told you this. Let me tell y'all something. He told you this situation that happened to him, somebody that he barely knew or he wanted to be in a relationship with, got $100,000 out of him. And you made the comment, "I couldn't see how someone didn't understand how he was being used." Oh, that was, ooh. Your light bulb went off after that because you did the same damn thing. Like, oh my, like the narcissism is ooh, girl. That moment made me more cautious. I didn't want them to ever think I was after that other than a friendship. But looking back, maybe they were already stuck in a victim mindset, seeing themselves as someone people only used. Eventually, we started a relationship, but then I had my own apartment, my own job, my own income. I never relied on them for financial support When they invited me to move in and went house hunting together, I kept my apartment. I didn't want to give up my independence because I knew how situations like that could turn. I didn't want to be controlled or manipulated, but things took a darker turn. Okay, you doing a story time. This was not no damn apology. I can already see how this is going to go. I'm not going to continue reading all this. Like I said, this is a 3-tier thesis, a 15-page paper. He's going to have his side of the story. Khalid is going to have his side of the story. I saw glimpses of his videos. I wasn't going to watch the whole thing. Look, there's his side and then there's the truth, right? I'm not saying that Khalid is an angel. I do believe that he probably told him about somebody stealing like $100,000 from him. $100,000, that's a lot of money to steal. What it sounds like is that Khalid gave him something or gave him money to that amount, and the person just didn't really want to mess with him like that. Like the person used him and stuff like that. Look, when you're a successful person, or you appear to have some type of status that you're not like, you want things, you have wants and needs. People will sniff that out. They will see you coming miles away and try to. I think Khaled's fault in all of this is allowing himself to be swindled by these men. You get what I'm saying? So I believe that story, that first part of the story. Now, when it got to the whole, I'm not getting into all that. I'll probably read a little bit about it later, champ. But the Alamonte guy, you're wrong. You used him. You knew that he was insecure. He told you about this story. You knew that you made that comment, how could somebody be? And that's what a narcissist will do. First of all, they'll sit there and be like, oh my goodness, like I'm watching this show called How to Die Alone. Got the girl, this girl that was from Insecure, I forgot her name, but I love her. But it was a part in there where her narcissistic friend basically said, you know how hard it is to be your friend? That's what this moment is feeling like. It's feeling like, oh my goodness, he really does not know, and how can someone not know that he's being used? Like he really is insecure or that. So I had to come in there and swoop in and be the savior when all the while you were the abuser. You played that band. And you probably did steal from him. Because he seemed the type. He seems the type. Let me tell you something. He was with Denzel Dion. And people don't, and I love Denzel. That is one of my favorite creators on YouTube. I still respect him. And he look real good now because he got a little bit of a glow up. He done lost some weight. I'm like, okay, you pop your shit. But see, a lot of people don't like to remember that he did a video with him because that was his ex, right? The Alamonte guy, right? That was his ex. And there was a clip in there where he was like, because I guess the video was about, I guess, this guy finding new love and what it entails and what he's looking for and all this other stuff. This mother right here, Hugo, okay, he literally sat there and said that, oh, I clearly don't have a type because look at what I got. Talking about Denzel, and I'm just like, oh, bitch, looking back, I'm like, oh, bitch, you meant that shit. Like he has like some type of superiority complex. He knows that he is like this. He's a beautiful man. Let's be very clear. So he knows that he can use that to his advantage. I'm telling you, it's going to be, the next person going to be freaking Saucy Santana. He knows that this person is probably like mildly, and I'm not saying that Khalid is not attractive, but I think that he is what I like to call myself. I know my looks is not, or I'm not no drop dead gorgeous dude, but I'm an average looking person. And, this person obviously looks like he doesn't get that much play. So let me just play with him over a little bit and get what I need to get out of him. I've dealt with that. Let me tell you something. And I'm not saying I'm like rich or anything like that, but like people will prey on you when they see that you got just a little bit of status. And I've noticed that when I was in college and, talking to people and having, talking and courting and doing all this other stuff. Like people would do that. And it's like, it hits you full circle when it's just like, oh, well, I never really liked the person, or this person really ugly in real life, or he fat, and this, that, and the third. A lot of people, and it really is bad in the gay community. I'm going to come for my girls the most because I feel like we do it the most with each other. But a lot of gay men do that. Like they only date for, okay, if this person got money, and then when the person that got money don't want to recognize that, oh, you're using me. Oh, now I'm the ugliest person ever. Let's check my word. I'm the ugliest person ever. I don't want to talk to you. No one would ever love you, and you're selfish, and da da da. This, that, and the third. Like they'll try to turn it around on you. That's why I stay away from dating. Like if I ever got to a point where Khalid is, I would feel very, and I'm being honest, I would feel very skeptical about a person that looked like Hugo is talking to me, or well, Hugo was saying that he initiated the relation, that Khalid initiated the relationship. I don't believe that shit at all. I think you saw him at that damn party and you saw the status that he had as my next opportunity. Talking about you got your own apartment and this, that, third. That was your exit plan. Like, you was racking up some stuff that he was giving you. Okay, all the while you was planning your exit strategy. That's basically what it was. You are not a real person. Okay, he saw Khalid and he preyed on him, and that's what he did. If I was Khalid, if I was at his stature, I would feel very skeptical of a person that is conventionally attractive trying to talk to me. I would think the first thing I'm thinking is you're after what I got. You after the status or whatever the case is. He was trying to be an artist. Got like over 200 or 500 streams on Spotify. So it seems like he's trying to be an artist, and I think that he probably was using to get into the industry in some way, shape, or form. And I think that's pretty much what happened. I would feel skeptical. Look, I want me a regular looking person. I'm a regular looking person. I want a regular looking person. Okay, because I feel like and if I was ever to get to that point, and we're manifesting everything, because when I get to that place, yeah, I'm gonna be skeptical. You ain't talking to me when I was, down here. Absolutely not. No. So shout out to Khalid for being so, like, a lot of people were saying, oh, he's so bothered because he's talking about, this is the most we've ever seen Khalid. You just got outed. A lot of people, they want to sit there and say, oh, I knew. Ain't nobody knew that. Y'all, shut up. I hate people like that. Oh my goodness, I always knew. Like, bitch, no, you didn't. Now, with me, yeah, they always knew. But for somebody like Khalid, like, he gave straight. Like, it never gave gay. Okay, so that was a big surprise. I don't know if he's even out to his family. So, you put him in a situation where now his family members could, because you know how some people act, how black people act when somebody come out. You jeopardizing their relationship. You don't know what you like, and you did it off a whim. That's the thing. Because he just confirmed on that note that yes, it was years ago that they talked, that they was in a relationship. So you just did it on a whim, like you just out of nowhere. Just is like, yeah, this ugly ass nigga tried to die. And then you thought you was gonna get people do the most disrespectful, the most heinous things, and then they talk about it, bring it to the forefront, bring it to the media, thinking that people are gonna be on their side. I just don't. I get it, because you're a clout chasing ass bitch. That's what you do. You clout chase. This probably gave you some type of stat. This was a rollout, because I believe he dropped like a single or something like that, right? Like, girl, your rollout, you still at 500 streams on Spotify. Look.
Good for you.
We are leaving people in 2025. I want people to leave this person in 2025. Okay, he is not a good person. He is actually a manipulator. I don't like manipulators. And I know this may come off personal, but I don't care. I don't care if some topics that I get personal with, because it's stuff that I went through. But when you deal with somebody like that, makes you feel like, I gave you this type of status, I gave you this life, I gave you this relationship that you yearned for, or they can use that against you. That's why I said I don't even want to be with nobody, to be for real, because I just don't trust people's heart. A lot of people's heart is tainted. Hell, even mine. I probably could be toxic to somebody. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. And I don't want to know, because you ain't gonna have me looking crazy like that on there. Now, when it comes to people like Khalid, and I see now Lil Nas X is also, he got his little Cody rubbing on my white skin for the audio listeners. Very careful, because these people are out to get you. They're out to get your money. And they're gonna leave you high and dry once your shit stank. Once it's not there no more, they're gonna vanish. Be very careful. Be very careful. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, Lil Nas, but I'm just like, girl, these people they out to get you. They really out to get you. And I feel like I've been able to segue really well this episode, child. Speaking of people that's out to get you, Wendy Williams. Girl, damn. I feel so bad. And I don't care about people to be like, oh my God, she did all her dirt. She talked about people for dear life and she gets what she deserves. Nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves this. Her family doesn't deserve this. Her son does not deserve this. Everybody, forget what she said about people. You get what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand that this is not right. This is actually, I'm going to get into the news. Okay. So here's what the article said. We haven't heard much from Wendy Williams or her team, but now her guardian is sharing the heartbreaking reason why. According to court documents obtained by The Sun, Wendy is reportedly permanently incapacitated due to the ongoing battle with dementia. The heavy news got fans sending love and prayers her way. As many are aware, Sabrina Marissi, we're going to call her Sabrina for the rest of the actual segment. Wendy's guardian is currently locked in a legal struggle with Lifetime over the documentary titled Where's Wendy Williams? Legal documents revealed that Wendy's health status, as she labeled an acclaimed entertainer who tragically had been inflicted by early onset dementia as a result, has become cognitively impaired and permanently incapacitated. However, Morrissey's legal crew is asking the court to keep some details of Wendy's health, family, and finances under wraps to protect her privacy. They said in quotes, "We respectfully request that the court grant plaintiff's motion for limited redactions to protect non-public information from the guardianship proceeding that has placed under the seal by the court overseeing that proceeding." Okay. Now, Wendy's guardian is reportedly being accused of isolating the star from her family. She's being accused, the Sabrina girl is being accused of completely isolating the star's family. In this shocking lawsuit, Radar Online revealed that the cable network, Lifetime, and A&E are behind the lawsuit after the Guardian sued them over trying to prevent the docuseries Where's Wendy from airing. There was supposed to be another part to it. I don't think that there should be another part to it. I think that what we saw in the first two parts, we didn't need to see that. We didn't need, the world did not need to be privy to that. That was a Wendy that we did not know. This is what, it's clear that Wendy she does have dementia. She has cognitive issues. She does not remember things. She doesn't say words clearly. I don't think that they should have been a part two either. And in that part, I'm with the Guardian. But the fact that y'all are isolating the family, I can't imagine. I will go crazy. Not only because, okay, yeah, Kevin, the son he's dealing with some financial woes because he's not getting the allowance from his mom. Hopefully he'll probably make his own. He don't even care about that shit. First of all, all that. That what the Guardian got going on and then with Lifetime, they all trying to make money off of Wendy. That's basically what this is. But the family, why isn't the family involved? If that was my mom and I can't even see her, you're isolating me from my mom, I would go crazy. And I think that Lifetime and A&E is doing this in support of the family, but they also want to get their bottom dollar. They want their part two of the docuseries. They probably filmed and taped for it and is ready to drop, but the Guardian is not allowing that to happen. I guess she served them a cease and desist or whatever the case is. Y'all over here fighting over Wendy, and the family's just not even, it's in the freaking dark. Her dad, I believe is still living, I can't imagine how he's feeling. I cannot imagine how the son, like I just said, if that was my mom, I would go freaking crazy. I can't see my mom. My mom is going through the most traumatizing and bad experience of having dementia, because I'm pretty sure it's not a fun experience. And she's doing that alone. She's doing that with people that she does not know. I think that's messed up. I don't care what she's ever said to people. That is bad. That is horrible. And you really gotta, celebrities, y'all gotta really be careful when y'all start get up in age and y'all get old and y'all start to get senile and who's in your corner and who's not. Like, I don't even know how she even got attached to this guardianship shit. But see, I think what had happened was Wendy really didn't trust her family. And I'm not saying her family wasn't like out to get her money. I feel like Wendy don't trust nobody. Wendy just never trusts nobody. She don't trust anybody. And I feel it stems from a lot of trauma. It stems from her situation with her husband, her dead husband that cheated on him and stuff like that. Like, it stemmed from a lot of stuff like that. And I think that it altered her mind to thinking like everybody's out to get me and everybody's out to get my money. So let me put my stuff into. She probably signed off on having a guardianship. Didn't even know it. That was weird. Watching that documentary and seeing that lady that was like helping her, that black lady with the braids, I forgot her name, but she was a part of that. She was a part of that guardianship team. We never saw Sabrina, but we saw that girl. And it was weird because while y'all was over here running around trying to get her back on a show, knowing goddamn she ain't ready for it, like she doesn't have she can't do it. It was sad to watch. And I think that Wendy needs to go back home to her family. Because it seems like, to me, because when you are hearing words like permanently incapacitated, that means that she doesn't have that much long here. I don't know. That really hurt my heart. And I really feel for the family. I'm sending prayers to the family, child. It's definitely something to talk about. That's crazy. Wendy had trust issues. She had trust issues, and now she's being taken care of by some people that's just out to get her money, child. That girl had $11 million in there. I'm pretty sure that money is down to something. And then once that, when they're gonna get Wendy again, when all of that money that she accumulated in her account is gone, and the guardianship ain't getting paid, they're gonna send Wendy right back to the family. I'm telling you, that's if Wendy survives. Sick and disgusting. Okay, I feel like Wendy deaf to all of them. Okay, that's crazy. Anyway, child, what else we got to talk about? We got a couple quick news stories to get into. Oh, why they say Mick Cannon, he admits being diagnosed as narcissistic. Oh, okay. Now, they said earlier this month, the 44-year-old revealed that he was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. While admitting that he doesn't fully understand the condition yet, Cannon shared that he had long been curious about getting tested. I didn't know that narcissistic personality disorder is something you can get tested for, child. How much that is, child. I feel like, he said in quotes, I feel like there are so many labels out there, but being able to embrace it and say, look, I'm healing, I need help, show me. Yeah, you need go keep seeing the doctors. Narcissistic personality disorder, we were just talking about this on the last topic. That ain't nothing that you mess with. These people are manipulative, and I'm pretty sure he definitely get them 12 kids. There's definitely a lot of manipulation. Okay, it's so funny how they're considering they're diagnosed with this. They're calling it a disorder and stuff like that. I'm not trying to. I don't want to be that person that's kind of that's not really mental health. I feel like being that as a choice, but times is changing. Doctors are really saying that this is a real disorder that is something that people have to deal with. Yeah, no, I see that somebody's a narcissist. I don't care if you're a friend, family, lover, whatever you want to call that. You out of my life. If you get diagnosed with that, I'm sorry. I can't. I got to protect my peace. Girl, I got to protect my peace. Anyway, yeah, that was something that was talked about this week. Another conversation that kind of pissed me off too, and this is not really towards, I don't know who the girl is on the left, but a lot of people were talking about Flo Milli and how she got a child out of wedlock or whatever, and people are talking about it and stuff. And it was a really annoying conversation on Twitter about, somebody posed the question, which was a legit question, but people was like low-key gaslighting. Oh, y'all had no problem when Rihanna did that. She had a child out of wedlock. Oh, but people was like, oh, there's a difference. Rihanna's established. She's a billionaire. So it's just, okay, so billionaires can sit there and do things like that and have children out of wedlock and have children with people that are under them or beneath them financially. And so when Flo Milli does it, it's a problem. Oh, she ruined her career. Her career is ruined after that. She's going to live long and prosper. A child does not ruin anybody's career. It slows you down. I'm not going to lie. It'll slow her down. But if she is really true to this, she'll bounce back. Regular people that have children out of wedlock, they just have children, they have to bounce. We got to bounce back. The working class. Because there's nothing else we can do. We got to make the money. So I just think that was an annoying conversation, but whatever. That's something I wanted to mention on this show before I get up out of here. And that is time. Okay, we are done with this episode. We're done for the year. Okay. I was actually able to get this show done. It's 10 a.m. I think I'm going to start taping in the morning because I feel like I tape in the afternoon and I have I work the rest of the day and it's just, gotta go to work tomorrow. Doing it in the morning is definitely going to be something I'm going to get into more often. But I hope you guys enjoyed this show. I hope you guys enjoyed the show for the entire year. I try my best to do what I need to do. I hope that you like it. I'm so glad that I got look, this was a year of just like me reworking the show and figuring out what I want to do to it. I think that we had some good strides this year. We did do some things different. And I'm going to continue to do things different and continue to experiment and see what works and see what doesn't work and all that other stuff. And I hope you guys are around for this extended hiatus that I'll be doing right now. Take a look at the older episodes. The older episodes, I know it's not like rich in topics, like the topics are old, but I had some really good moments. And also some of the collaborations that I did. We're going to see if we're going to get more collaborations. I don't think I want to like interview people. Like I want to have other like content creators that get into celebrity gossip like me. I want to do more of that for 2025 and really try to get that off the road. That's something that I will do. And I'm writing everything out, what I want to do. Like it's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So I don't know what phase I want to do that out with, but I think we're just going to hit the ground road. We're just going to, the pavement is just going to hit the road once I get back in January, whenever I come back in January, where we just do topics. I want to see if I can really try to do the reality TV stuff. Because that's like Housewives of Atlanta is coming up very early in 2025. I want to do that. Okay. And I don't know if it's going to be in tandem with the podcast or that'll just be something like another video that I'll do throughout the week or whatever, just to get, my content out there, and we'll see where it goes. And until next time, girl, I'm telling y'all all the behind the scenes stuff, y'all, what I'm working on. But I feel like we have that relationship. Like I be telling y'all, I love y'all. But anyway, see y'all next year. Okay, next time you will see me, it'll be in 2025 because I won't be on nobody's app, honey. I'm done. I'm taking a break. I'm laying down. I'm reading. And I'm playing Sims. Okay? Y'all have a good one now.